right? We not having that. We want to build a community, forever. Kids win, we win. Period.
All right, we back. Deron, you messing up our show, bro.
I'm sorry, man.
What you doing? Sitting down or not, man?
You ain't never like, go and relax.
This guy, man. Are we back?
Right, we not.
Oh, messing it up. Are we back? A.M.University, episode. Now we on the right one. We finally got it right.
48.
We was messing up your boy number. We said I
Moose.
forgot his name now.
Moose.
Darryl Johnson, right? Yeah, we said his number was like 45 or something.
48.
People hitting me up on
Johnson.
people coming on the street like, yo,
Hall
you
of
can't
Famer.
mess up Moose Johnson's
Yeah.
number.
Hall of
I
Famer.
said, bro, I don't care, bro. But episode 48. Wayne, how's your week going?
Everything lovely.
Everything good?
Yep.
Looking good?
Yep.
Let's get that out the way real quick. All right, Deron, have a good day. See you later.
Sure. Have a good show.
All right, brother. Let's get that out the way quick because, again, we got an announcement for y'all. Camden Elite is finally back after a 2-year hiatus in affiliation with A1 Basketball. We feel like we about to bring something that's just not around at all in the AAU circuit, in the travel team circuit, and basketball in general as a whole, as a community. We feel like we about to bring something that's not around and is much needed, right? So if anybody had any questions, concerns, and things like that, we just wanted to rap about it and why we here, why we doing it, and just get into it. All right. So for the third time, Alan Pritchard.
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
I'm chilling, bro.
Huh?
I'm chilling.
You looking good?
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Got a lot on your plate.
A lot, right?
Yeah, but
Shaking and baking.
yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it though.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with this. So if anybody need to know, tryout dates is 9/11 and 9/12. That's Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 2. We're doing 5th to 8th for this session, and we'll get into high school in March. All right, we'll tell y'all why we starting with 5th to 8 in a second. But let's start from this. So why do we start this? Why do we start this? And you guys jump in whenever you feel necessary. Me personally, y'all, anybody that sees the platform, you know how I feel about AAU basketball as a whole. I think it sucks. I think kids are getting raped left and right, financially, as far as development, on and off the court. I feel like it's just not a lot of teaching going on overall, right? And I always felt like that had to change from my perspective. We just talked about this off air, and it seemed like every time we get in rooms talking about basketball, we talk about the same thing. Nobody taught us anything.
Came out the gate running, didn't he?
Anything. Nobody taught us anything. And we talking about 15.
I'm not going to say nobody taught us anything. I'm not saying.
Well, speak for yourself. Say nobody taught you. Say.
There's certain key components to the game that I wish I had the privilege of learning in the early stages of my basketball career.
And you also grew up in
the city of
various
Camden.
places as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah. City of Camden, Haddonfield, and Woodbury.
There you go. I personally didn't learn a thing until I went to college. I say that all the time, right? But the problem is 15, 20 years later, it's still happening. And people are paying skyrocket prices to join AAU programs and to join travel league programs and are still not learning. Major issue with me. So that's where I'm at with it overall, why I wanted to start this. You speak on it from your end, and we'll go from there.
Well, I just feel like from being around the game at this point in the positions that I'm in, that there are some quality programs that's out there. I think we need more of them, right? Where you have those quality programs that are doing exactly what we feel the game needs to really teach these players how to be prepared to get into high school, college, and if they have the potential and opportunity to play past their collegiate career, that they went through the proper journey to do so, right? So I feel like what we're looking to do right now is going to be something extremely pivotal to a lot of these young athletes' careers, starting from the grades of 5th all the way through 8th. Right, and I feel like you grab them early because once you get to a certain age, it's hard to break those bad habits. And that's me speaking from not only a player development coach, but just from a coach that coached at the collegiate level and worked within the NBA already. You see guys who miss and skip so many steps based off of talent, and who don't have to process the information on either how to play the right way or use fundamentals to be successful. right? So for me, I would like to at least prepare these kids at an early age to have that foundation to be able to, go to the heights of where their true potential may lie.
Wouldn't you like to be a part of this as a youngster? I wish I could
like-
rewind back in time. You feel me? You know what I mean? I'll definitely be Kevin Elite. I'll approve this message. I'll be number 23.
All right, so let's talk about what we're offered. Let's talk about what we're gonna offer.
What kind of offense we running? Like, what
There
we
you
doing?
go. What we doing?
No, coming from Bonzel, coming from Bonzel, 8th grade summer. I don't know what high school I want to go to. I mean, I'm 12, about to be 13 in December, but it's the summer, right? Or it's fall.
It's gonna be a mixture of all that.
I'm gonna give you my
now-
talent. I'm taking my talent to Camden Elite. What kind of offense we running, coach?
See, but that's the
I'm
beauty.
that dude though. Like,
You
I'm
that
cocky.
dude.
I got ego, big ego,
You got a big ego.
big ego.
And so we ain't skipping the offense first.
All right.
If you got a big ego,
Yeah.
we gotta have a sit down
Okay. With
before
me
we
or my
even
dad.
touch a basketball. That's a great question. Both of y'all.
Say it again.
My dad, Wayne Small Senior, he alive.
With his
now.
parent or his dad. I mean, with his parent or himself. Do we need to have a sit down first? That's what he said.
Yeah, you gotta have that question. You gotta have that conversation with both the parent and the player, because from my personal experience, every coach has an expectation and a standard for that kid coming into their program, regardless
So
of
does the parent.
Right. No matter what level it is, everybody has some form of an expectation. Now, for me as a coach, our standard is our standard. You can't rewrite that, right? But every kid experience is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
However, that core value of what that experience is has to be the same across the board. And if you do anything that's going against that, you're not meant for this program.
Okay.
Right? So guess what? Guess what we're teaching right now? That's the early phase of recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
When you recruit a kid, no matter how good you are, if you don't fit the program, you don't fit the style and the culture, we don't want you. I talk to college coaches every day. And most of the times when you're trying to sell a kid or attempt to get a kid recruited, first thing they say, what is their characteristics like? So what kind of family do they come from?
Mm.
And if they don't meet the expectations, they don't care about how talented they are, because they don't want to have to fight an uphill battle just because they want to talent the kid on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
They'll look right over you. That's how simple it is.
The 12-year-old.
See, now, because I want to get back to that question first, because you 12 years old. You can't be a bad kid at 12 years old.
It's parents. It's not a kid. It's the parents.
Right? It's impossible.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
the
to ingrain something in you early. So it's about you, but it's more so about the parent. And if the parent don't agree with the non-negotiables that we have, we're fine with that.
Right.
We're fine with that. If Wayne Small Jr. don't want to play defense, we're fine with that. You gotta find another program though.
Damn. Can't play.
Cannot
not play defense.
Because this is the thing, right? Everything that we're going to teach, it's championship level type of things.
Yeah.
Things that when you play the Chauncey Billups Detroit Pistons, you'll be successful. Not when you play the Sacramento Kings with De'Aaron Fox or something like that.
Shout out to Darren Fox. He's nasty. I don't know what
Yeah,
he's
it
talking
ain't no knock against you, but it's the Kings. You could do anything you want. You could do all the isolation basketball and still be successful. We want to talk about the long road, right? We really want you to maximize your potential.
Okay.
If Wayne Smalls at 6 foot, 165 pounds, don't want to play defense here, we can allow it, but then you're gonna get ate up when you play that 6'3", 220 pound, freight train coming at you. But you're not thinking about that at this time, and you're not supposed to because you're 12, right? That's what we didn't learn growing up.
Damn.
I think the biggest thing too, what people don't realize, what people don't realize is that basketball, every player is put in a box, regardless if your box is small, medium, or big, right? So parents and kids need to get exposed to that box early, because depending on who you are and what your team makeup is, you got to be able to perform still within that box. If you have the free range to be able to go a little bit wider, then your talent is going to speak for that, and your IQ, et cetera, is going to allow you to do so. But everybody's in the box. Even at the pro level, the NBA level, you have guys that are playing within the box. You got in
If you're
college.
smart, you want to be in a box.
Yeah, you
If
don't
you're
want too
smart,
much. Yeah,
you want to be in a box.
It's easy to identify what your role can be for my team and program right away. Right away. And guess what's the best thing to be able to be in a box is making sure you have a core fundamental system of saying I can do X, Y, and Z. Now, whatever you specialize in, that's what you'll specialize in, but you shouldn't be able to not be able to do anything. Or just do one thing really, really good.
So what you doing with the 12-year-old that coming in?
As far as what?
His dad don't want him to get out the game.
Well, that ain't up to him.
He want to play. He want to play the whole game.
That's not up to him.
Why?
Yeah.
Get some runs in.
Went up. Why do you want to play the whole game? Like, what's your mentality by that? To showcase the son? To get 36 points? I need to know the mentality.
50 points.
Right. Why? Right.
So, all right, I'm glad you said that,
Yes.
right? The greatest scorers, basketball players, play at an efficient level.
Definitely.
By saying my kid is playing 30 minutes, 40 minutes, et cetera, are you helping their efficiency, or are you just giving them free rope to go do whatever they want?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good basketball player. If you can't be efficient with playing 20 to 25 minutes, which most college teams, high school teams, that's, depending on where you at, that's what you get. Mm-hmm. If you can't perform within that time frame, how good are you really? Mm-hmm. So my job is to encourage parents and players to want to be efficient. If you get 5 minutes, 7 minutes, you better go out and give it your all and make sure you're more of a plus instead of a minus to when you get in the game. When you get kids and they get to college don't understand the plus minus system. Why is that? Because they come from high school programs where they're able to play 35, 40 minutes, have 30 something points, but Mike got 8 turnovers, 6 drop passes, beat on defense 7 times, right? All of those plus minuses matter in the game. But people are not seeing that. They just see how long they play and how many points they put up.
That's what plus minuses is?
Yeah,
the drop passes and
that's
all
a plus
that,
minus.
all that crap?
It's the effect you have while you're in the game. So if you drop a pass.
No. Let me hold on. That's what it should be, and that's what should be being taught at an earlier age.
Gotcha.
Because high-level teams and high-level coaches and the whole conglomerate of it is teaching that way.
That's how they move.
Now, again, because they're kids, it can't be full throttle that way, because you still got to allow them to have fun and experience being able to play through mistakes.
Right.
But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of conversations that expose those moments where you had a plus-minus situation, right? I'm not saying, okay, you got too many minuses, so you're going to sit on a bench, but we're going to teach you through that, like, hey, this is what you're doing, this is how you can correct it. Because if you continue to do this at that next level, that string gets shrinking a little bit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And just getting into, and we could get into the offense and defensive side of things. I think kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for, right? I think that, again, mentally we get put into a box and we think that our learning got to be structured this type of way, A, B, C, and D. But that's not the reality, right? Kids' brain can flourish in so many various different ways. We just got to give them the information so they can structure it. So like you talked about offensive, defensive concepts. Yes. I would blow my head out if I see another team in 6th, 5th, 7th grade playing zone defense.
You hate that shit.
I know.
Scheme to it. No?
I doubt it, bro.
Like it?
I doubt it.
So when it comes to zones, right? I have a weird relationship with zone and man defense, right? Because for me, with coaching and breaking the game down, when you play a man defense, if you play it really the right way, it's a zone. Right? So the easiest way to teach how to play man is to expose a zone and know your slides and know the areas that you're guarding. I'm not saying it should be zone heavy the whole game, but if you can take those formulas from, okay, when you're in this area, these are the angles that you're guarding your man and playing man. This is where you should be helping, because even if the ball is on the opposite side, you still should be 2 passes away, right? But it's the same thing in the zone. However, I think what the zone does is it keeps kids in one particular area, and it doesn't allow you to get the continuity of moving.
Lazy, bro.
So now we're creating habits to take plays off on defense. I think anybody who played basketball at a high level knows the perfect time to take a play off. You shouldn't take no plays off, but when do you really take plays off in the game, bro? Not on defense. You take them off on offense. You can't afford to take a play off on defense. So what is the rhythm that we're creating for these kids where we let them sit in the zone the whole time? Not the whole game. You got to mix it up a little bit. So I think you should get them. I would say 70-30.
70 being man.
70 being man, 30% zone.
Because it's the mentality purpose of it. Like it's the laziness part. But think about the man-to-man part.
Okay.
How lonely y'all both guards.
Yeah.
How lonely is it out there at that 3-point or half-court line defending somebody?
No,
yeah. If you never.
What do you mean lonely though? Because that excuse me,
defensively,
that shit's a lot of work.
Defensively.
If you play a zone the right way, that shit's a lot of work.
No. But I'm talking about
just being up there on man. And that
You
guard
ain't
coming at
got nobody close to you to help you.
Are you talking about extended, like a half court?
I'm talking about a
Right, the top
pressure
of the key.
man to man. You as a guard pressuring the
I
ball
hate,
hand.
I hate being on that island by myself.
That's what I mean.
I
You
hate
ain't got nobody close to you to help you at all.
My job is just to make you turn 3-4 times and then get the ball about your hand.
But if you never did that,
Yeah.
man, you might poop your pants
Yeah.
trying to do that to somebody.
Yeah. What, guard a person in open court?
Yeah, so you need to introduce that early.
Yeah.
You know, when people don't.
But I think what it is when people don't, honestly, respectfully, it's no shot at anybody out there else coaching. I think what people don't teach is how to actually do that. Not more so put them
They
in
don't know
position.
how. They don't know how.
Not-
I'll say it. Majority of coaches don't know how to teach man-to-man basketball. I'm learning that at the high school level. It's a lot of coaches that don't know how to teach man-to-man basketball. They'll say, you just got to play hard, and that's it.
You know what I hate as a coach from coaching. It's the worst, I guess, formula or blueprint to use to teach defense. I hate the shell drill.
You hate it. I've heard that a lot.
I hate.
I've heard that a lot.
Drill,
I understand
dude.
it.
Yeah,
Why?
I get the concept. And
I
understand
understand
it.
why people hate it. Why do
Because
you
it's
hate
not,
it?
it's not really realistic.
Because it's four guys.
Because it's
instead of
four
five?
guys there, and then you're more so. You know what I'm saying? Like what you just said, far as put a person in open court. Now you got to guard that. The goal should be make this person turn certain amount of times. If you can't, that means you need to work harder or take better angles. To me, that's teaching a person how to play defense and guard a person. You dig what I'm saying? Because shell drill is doing exactly that. You're attempting to teach a man-to-man how to guard, passing lanes, et cetera, et cetera. I get that part of it, but far as to credit
That's
what
a
you're
whole
saying,
nother component.
it's a whole other component. So why are we focusing so much time on a shell drill and a team?
I think we
team
do it too
defense,
much.
Yeah, exactly. A team defense concept, I get it, but that ain't really teaching me how to be a man-to-man defender,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
most people say you can't guard an open court, but you can guard in a half-court setting. Why? Because you know you got somebody behind you.
Right.
So you're not guarding your man as hard because you know, all right, if I give him up, I know he's got to dig here or he's got to be in help right here. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like you still being lazy. You not no chest bump angle and make him give up the ball. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Like to me, defenses in schools that play that way, they hard to beat, bro.
Yeah.
Hard to beat.
And that's why I appreciate. I mean, we going a little past, but that's why I appreciate man-to-man so much, because if you're a really good man-to-man defensive team, you can't scout that.
Yeah.
You can scout a zone.
Man, it's serious.
You can scout a zone. You can't scout that.
You can't scout man
Nah, not if you really good at it.
if you're good at playing man.
Yeah, you can't scout it.
Because it's to me, it is a lot of scenarios as far as switches. No switch go under. It's a lot of components because you just never know what type of man scheme you're gonna be running that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
So I mean, we kind of already alluded to this, but what separates us from the masses?
I would more so say not so much of what separates us, but what we're looking to offer is that elite high school potential collegiate structure. Right? You dig what I'm saying? Because like I said, there's a lot of decent programs out there. However, I feel like there are a lot of things that is being overskipped to prepare these kids to get to the next level. So for me, when I speak for me, I'm looking so much more of the structure to build that culture of what a high level player is supposed to look like and what you should be going through. You dig what I'm saying? Not get me a high level player and put them all on one team. And then you figure out how you want them to play amongst each other. Like that to me is just a little bit different than saying every kid has an equal amount of ability to be able to perform within these guidelines.
Right.
And what your potential is, that's what your potential is going to be, not more so give me a bunch of good players. I mean, everybody wants a good player, but again, are you really coaching when you got a bunch of talent, or are you really coaching when you got a bunch of players that are like, man, how the hell is he winning with this lineup? How is he winning with this team? You dig what I'm saying?
But me as the parent, trying to give you my son, are we gonna be on the team that's gonna be a bunch of coaching and be losing to these high-powered teams that got a bunch of juggernauts on one team, or we gonna get some talent too and we gonna compete?
That's a loaded question. Like, because so what about your son in that whole scenario? What part does he play?
right?
I want him to play every minute of that game.
So let me tap in on what Wayne just asked. Are you saying, are we going to be a bunch of misfits? The
No.
Bad News Bears playing against a high-level talent, and we losing every game, but we quote-unquote think we high-quality coaches?
Little rascals and shit.
No, I don't think that, right? Because I think you want to have kids that deserve to play at a certain level, right? You can't give me a bunch of kids that never played basketball before and say I'm gonna coach them up and we're gonna go compete against talented kids. No, it don't work that way. That's the point of tryouts, right? It's a screening process on what you bringing in this door. So if this kid already looks like they have the ability to be able to continue and have a real basketball career, they're the kids we want. Now I'm not getting into the elite far as from 5th, 6th grade, we know that kid gonna be a pro, or we know he's gonna be a high major Division I. Not necessarily saying we need that, but we need kids who want to be potential high school basketball players and collegiate basketball players.
And I'll say this.
No matter what level
I'll
it
say
is.
this in rebuttal. Let's say Wayne Smalls Jr. at the best is a decent basketball player. At the worst, in this program, you'll be competitive.
Okay.
I can't say that. And I'm just talking about you specifically. Your son, at the worst, you'll be competitive in the game. Because it comes to a point, right, where this is basketball. Talent is talent, bro. Especially in the AAU and travel team circuit, talent is talent, right? And you got to meet it halfway, eventually, right? You got to meet it halfway. So at the worst, I'll say that to that player. But however, it's gonna be elite talent there because. This is the thing about what we're doing, right? We're not sugarcoating anything. I believe the best players want to be coached hard. I'm a firm believer in that. They want to be coached hard and they want to be coached the right way.
More mature, better players, not the ones that haven't been around. They think coaching probably would be more.
I think again, like what you said, you the 12-year-old, you just learned a certain way. That ain't your fault. You can still get you out of that. And play basketball 12, the right way.
You can break it at 12.
Yeah, you can still get you out of that.
Fact.
You know, but I believe the best players really want to be coached hard in the right way. So again, you can't coach a team that's well prepared and well taught and has fundamentals along with their God-given talent. You can't beat a team like that.
Yeah, because
that's the goal.
Yeah, preparation. The win actually happens in the practice. Right. That's the real win. You dig what I'm saying? And me growing up, I played on teams where we were just a talented team, right? It wasn't necessarily coached by playing the right way. It was just we talented, so we just gonna go out and beat everybody.
Real quick before I forget, this is really important for Wayne Smalls Jr. and his dad though. Having this conversation with this parent and this player, right? Yeah. You and your dad have to decide that y'all really want this as well.
Absolutely.
Right? Like. We not here to waste time with anybody that don't want to be here. If you want to go be a chemist or something like that, go right on ahead. Don't waste your time doing this because it's a hobby.
And that's the part. That's the part that's missed where you get AU programs who has 1 million teams and they're taking kids that they know shouldn't be in the program. Right now it's just a money grab. Right, so you see that a lot. You get so many. Oh, let me sign my kid up for AAU. I'm always against that. If I know you ain't really that good and you don't need to be playing AAU, you should play with your travel team in your town. Don't, because it's an investment.
So you gonna filter that out?
What? I do it now. Okay. Bro, listen, I'm the type, if you train with me and I know this isn't what you really want, I can't take your parents' money no more because this isn't, one, you're wasting my time, and then two, you're wasting your parents' money. And maybe you got another gift out there that you haven't tapped into. So now I'm stealing, and I'm doing you and your family a disservice by milking you and stringing you along. I'm not here for that at all.
Not here for that. And like you just said, it's a very important word. It's an investment.
Yeah.
This is an investment in your future. We're not here to waste nobody's time.
Yeah.
You know, we all got kids and families, and we got other things. He always say that. We got other things going on in life. We don't have time to waste anybody's time, right? So a lot of people don't appreciate the brutal honesty at first. But the ones that do, they do,
right,
and they thrive.
Right.
You know, so
I mean, and that's the part of coaching that I did enjoy from the coaches I was able to play for growing up. Right, regardless if I felt there were certain things I wish I could have learned earlier, but I always played for coaches in my middle school career that was brutally honest with me. Rather, they might have been speaking, hey, you X, Y, and Z, you can't do this because of that, right? And that's fine, right? But the flip side is that, okay, so teach me where I'm going to be successful at. That was always the missing piece for me, right? I was always told you're too fast, you got to slow down, you too little to be doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, teach me how to be great and within what I can do. You dig what I'm saying? So for me, that's just a personal thing that I would love to bring to the table. Is like every kid has some level of talent within them if you teach them where they can be successful.
Right.
It's up to you if you want to believe that or not.
Right.
Because I'm not here to hurt you or tell you, put a cap on you, but listen, man, if you want to be X, Y, and Z, this is what you're going to have to do to be able to play at a high level.
It's the worst thing you could do as a coach. And to me, that's really coaching. Like, you throw 5 talented guys out there, I don't know if you could coach, bro. Like, show me what you do with average, quote unquote, talent.
Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that they can't coach because
I don't know.
Well, the coach talent is hard too. Coaching talent is a hard thing too. That ain't just you got a bunch of talented guys so you can sit back and let them play, because now you got to manage egos, you got to manage play times, it's not enough ball for everybody to get the touches that they want. That's hard to manage. That ain't really easy.
What's the coach for the Lakers name?
Phil?
No.
Right now, Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel, he got a tough job in front of him.
It's always a tough job.
You think so?
Yeah, it's a tough job because I mean maybe not at that level, but to some extent it is, because you got to know, bro. Like you literally have, bro. And I promise. I put my hand on the Bible, bro. We'll be in, when I was with the Sixers, we would be in this. It was a white room where we'll sit down and we would talk about game strategy or season strategy for each individual player. This person has to get this many shots per game. Mm-hmm. This person should only be taking 5 to 4 shots a game, right? So if you can't do that as a coach and get that player to buy into why you want that to happen, that's the quality of the coach right there. Because you got some players that just go against that.
Wait, is that the philosophy based on how it is, or the coach wanted to do that?
Coach, GM, the business behind that, bro. Some people got to take, like...
You got choices, bro.
Yeah.
We all got choices, bro.
Yeah.
And we all got our quote-unquote norms or the way things have to be. But they don't have to be that way. And I'm not just talking about that. I'm just talking about with everything in life. And again, going back to what we're doing right now, it doesn't have to be this way. AAU can be an amazing thing in totality. Just talk about basketball. Basketball can be an amazing product from high to low, right? We don't have to coach it this way. We don't have to cater to that kid because he's an All-American. We don't have to do that.
Yeah,
we choose to do it because it's the easy thing to do.
Are you saying coaches who load up on talent take the easy way out? Or is that what is that what I just heard?
Yes.
In a sense?
Yes. 100%. 100%. Because you got 7 guys that don't mesh. They don't mesh. It's one basketball. Like, they don't mesh. Instead of building a team, a great team, you got 7 really talented guys. Because you think that's going to give you the best chance to win and makes your job a lot easier. I want talent just like everybody else, but I ain't scared to coach, bro. Like, I ain't scared to coach, you know? So it's like these norms that we put in the society, like you saying this guy got to get 22 shots. If you got to get 22 shots because he's a really efficient person.
That's an NBA level.
No, but it's a great example, though.
That's an NBA level.
I think you're saying he got to get 22. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm saying you think he got to get 22 shots because he has to get 22 shots or it's going to be a problem. Not because his 22 shots is going to be so efficient for the organization. I know that happens in the NBA every day.
Wait, say that one more time.
Carmelo Anthony at the Denver Nuggets. Let's say Carmelo Anthony at the Denver Nuggets. Carmelo had to get his 25 shots a game. It was going to be a problem.
But now you mixing that. That's why I said it was the NBA level. You're mixing that with business, right? He's a franchise. He sells the tickets. If he's not performing at a certain level or to a standard, what do you have? So now let's think about it. Now we're talking about, when we talk about young kids, the most talented kids on the team, that box that I first was describing, everybody has a box. Some people's boxes are bigger and smaller than the next. Everybody has a role. Now it's about making kids believe into what their role is. And now, as a GM, coach, whatever, you want to surround.
What you think about what we talking about?
I always want my son to play every minute of that game.
This guy,
And
man.
y'all coach him hard and all that shit. But in that game, don't take him out.
So you want it both ways. That's what you telling me. You want it both ways.
I just want us to compete. But you said competitive. I like that. You said at the worst, it's gonna be competitive.
So do you want your son to be tall?
Yes.
100%. You care about that more than because you keep saying you want him to play the whole game.
I want him to play the whole game.
You keep saying that.
Yeah.
You haven't told me why. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good experience. And plus, we ain't got nobody that's better than him at his position.
You want to know what that sounds like to me if a parent was to really, you know what I'm saying, say that to me outside of you.
This is a scenario.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. So you see some parents who still hold on to their own careers and they want their son to be able to be something that they wasn't able to accomplish for X, Y, and Z, whatever reasons. That's not good. That's not healthy either. You dig what I'm saying? Because now it becomes more pressure for that kid, and then two, nobody's ever going to meet your standards for what you want because it's not realistic. One person shouldn't play 40 minutes a game. If you play if you play the right way, you shouldn't have to play that much.
If you playing for this program, no.
Come on, bro.
No. And what's his plus minus? Well, defending the basketball.
We won't go there.
No, we do got to go there because if you playing as hard as you're going to play for this program, you're not going to want to play 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're
a
not
game.
going to want to. That's why I say if you play the right way,
You're not going to want to play 40 minutes. If you play the right way,
there's no way you should be able to play.
You shouldn't be able to play 40 minutes
30
a game
minutes.
and still be efficient.
Right.
We pressing or something? Oh no, he said
just-
man.
It's
everything, bro.
It's just the whole thing,
Everything.
bro. Like it's the whole totality.
I mean, you played in college. The energy of how you supposed to run an offense, how hard you supposed to cut, how fast you supposed to cut, how you get what I'm saying? All of that goes into a game. I'm sorry, bro. I used to hate when I was in JUCO playing 30-something minutes a game, bro. I was good with a good 28.
Dude, we led the NJAC in minutes that one year, like 37 and 38 minutes a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That wasn't fun.
Yeah,
It was.
it's too much work. It's too much work.
It wasn't fun.
It's too much work.
Shots start falling short and things like that in the fourth quarter. Like nobody want to do that. So again, y'all got the dates. Again, September 11th, September 12th, 5th and 6th on the 11th, 7th and 8th on the 12th. We are doing girls as well. So just inquire about that. But again, man, we're just trying to change the narrative and bring just quality basketball back, at a younger age. Again, things that AP had half of his life, we had none of our life growing up.
What do you mean by what I had half of my life? When you talk about this,
you said you got taught a little bit.
Well, it wasn't even all right. I got taught to play a different way, is what I should say, right? So, and what I mean by
At least
that
you got
is,
taught something.
well, I'm not gonna say I ain't got taught nothing, but the different way was when I went to another neighborhood that was a lot different than where we are from here. The style of basketball is different. And honestly, that opened my mind up to be a smarter basketball player. I never in my life played a basketball game when you couldn't dribble. And I'm talking about, so when I was out in Haddonfield in middle school, when you're a young talent, they always bring you up with the high school for their camps or whatever. So Wiedemann used to have us play full court basketball games with no dribbles, bro.
That's 5-star camp.
You coach for Wiedemann? You was with Wiedemann?
Wiedemann, yeah. When I was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, he was always bring me up to the high school, and I used to work out with the high school team. Nice. So now you talk about a middle school kid that's playing in a predominantly suburban neighborhood, and this is how they play basketball. So me wanting to do the AI crossovers and all, man, I wasn't flying.
See, but this is why I'm saying what I'm saying now. I'm making fun of it, but you had natural gifts physically and mentally, but you had to go to Haddonfield for those gifts to flourish. But he had natural gifts. It just stuck there. Nobody brought them gifts totally out. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the problem.
So the point that I need to really make is that it needs to be a mixture, right? Because what Haddonfield also did to my game was it made me uncomfortable to the point where I know I got this, but this is the right way to play. So now this is where my confidence issues was early in my high school career.
But at least you was afforded the opportunity to see different, and now you as a grown man understand that, right?
Fair.
Did we necessarily want to run a flex offense in college? No, but it was beneficial to our development as a man, right? I'm never running flex offense again in my life, right? Yeah. But it shows you just a total different thing, right? So
We're gonna conclude with that. Again, I want to end with I appreciate this partnership. I think we're gonna bounce off each other extremely well.
Right.
But most importantly, I want to end with saying we don't do enough partnerships. We don't trust each other enough with things we got going on in the black community. And I think that's a problem as well. We want to keep everything to ourselves and not trust each other's expertise. All right. I'm not doing this with AP just because I like him. You know, he brings a skill set. Now Wayne isn't on this show just because I like him. He brings a skill set, right? And I think we need to navigate that a lot more in the black community, right? I ain't saying you need to just do things with any old body because, again, what I just said, I think everything in life is a partnership. Relationships with your girl, relationships and partnership, I think everything is assets and liabilities, right? But if you got an opportunity to do something with somebody and just do something great, go out there and do it.
I mean, the biggest thing, I'm gonna touch on this because I know we got a great go. The biggest thing is about being honest about what you are and what you bring to the table. You dig what I'm saying? And most people can't swallow that pill about who they are and what it is that they do. You can't do everything. I can't do everything. I cannot
That's a good point.
run an AAU program. You get what I'm saying? Because it takes away from what I actually really do really well.
Right.
Business-wise and then development.
Right.
How can I implement that into what he's already doing?
Right.
That's how partnerships really work because we're supposed to be piggybacking off one another.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I would love to see a lot more of that within the black communities. But it just starts with being honest and understanding how can you guys both fill a void in each other's careers or lifestyles, etc.
And for the record,
What you think, parent?
my son going to play hard defense. He's going to listen, but he's going to shoot the ball. Like he's going to.
Did we sell you?
Oh, he's playing for y'all. I'm about to tell y'all what he's giving y'all, though. He's going to play hard defense. He's going to listen, but he's going to shoot the ball. And please don't let me hear none of y'all say don't shoot the ball, because that's when I'm going to pull him. And I'm going to kidnap him in the middle of the night like my dad did. Shout out to Coach Dwayne.